G'day. Today we're going to be looking at these K&N High Performance Oil filters. Now what first got my attention with these oil filters is that they're marketed as a high performance filter, so they say they have a synthetic blended media inside them and it provides outstanding flow rates and filtration. So I think that's pretty beneficial on a turbo car. Also, they have a very good catalogue. You can look up the individual applications, the threads, the mounting sizes and all that sort of thing. So for my particular application, a Subaru EA82, they have a relief valve built into the oil pump. So I wanted a filter that didn't have a relief valve in it, so that it wasn't bypassing any oil and losing any pressure. And apparently this part number HP2008 meets that criteria. Another thing which I think is very handy is the nut on the filter. I've had good results with them. No, nothing bad's happened. They always seem to be well made. Recently, I've noticed on them now they're made in Mexico. So when I first noticed that, I was a little bit concerned that they shifted from USA to Mexico for manufacturing. But what I noticed now is, since they did that, the filters are wrapped in plastic, they're sealed, which was the one thing that I didn't like about them before. So now you can be ensured that no matter how long they're sitting in the shop, there's not going to be any dust contamination in the filter when you get it. So it's going to be nice and fresh and clean, ready to use. Also, they give you a little service sticker now too, so it's handy to put on the windscreen or whatever. So yeah, that's about it as far as out of the box. So I'll show you how they work on the car. So one reason I really like the K&N filters, because of the nut welded on the end. They're great for getting them on and off in hard to get locations. So like this one, this is on my Subaru. It's right up very, very close to the exhaust. It's mounted horizontally. It's very difficult to get a oil filter wrench on there. But the nut on the end of the K&N makes it really simple. So I've also got to put an oil shield underneath it here so it doesn't run on my exhaust, and that would make a traditional filter really, really hard to get to. So all we do now is put our 1-inch socket up in there, and undo it. Like that. Pretty cool, hey? Now we can just unscrew the rest by hand and just leave it sitting there for the oil to drain. Like that. Once most of the oil's run out of the side of it, you can just carefully hold it in your hands and maneuver the filter out while holding it up. Like that. And you can see now, putting the new one on is as easy as just getting it up into place. Starting it on by hand. And then tightening it down with your 1-inch. Like that. Makes hard to get to filters very easy to take on and off. So let's take this old one and cut it apart, and see what's inside. Alright, let's see what's inside. So we can see there we've got a nice thick base plate. Got a nice, looks like nitrile anti-drain back valve, and the element is got a metal cap top and bottom, so it's not just a cheapo cardboard one. It's nice and tight in there. You can feel tension against the spring. So yeah, I'm impressed. Looks like a very good quality filter. You can see there the cross section, it's got a nice little bead for the O-ring to sit in. And the casing material, it's nice and clean. It's nice new steel, haven't used old rusty material or anything like that. The bead where it's crimped over itself is a good join. It hasn't got any gaps in it where you're going to get oil leaks or anything like that. So should we do some measurements? The casing's about 0.4. Let's have a look at the base plate. Right, screws on. So 3.3. But yeah. I'll open up the filter media. Have a look down inside. It's pretty hard to tear, so that's a good sign too. And this filter's 10,000 kilometers old. So the center core of the unit is metal as well. So there's no plastic to be seen in this filter at all. It's all constructed out of nice materials from what I can see. So I can't see any negatives with what's inside it at all. So there we go. As we've just been able to see then, the nut on the end of the filter is very handy for hard to reach places where you can't get a filter wrench. Even if you don't have a filter wrench, you could use a shifter if you didn't have the right size socket. So I would definitely recommend the K&N oil filter range. I'm very happy with them. For construction, I've never had a problem. They're always rolled well on the ends. They don't weep much oil. When I take them off after 10,000 kilometres, there's very little dust build up, which tells me that they're remaining dry. They have a good O-ring seal as well. I've never had one of those leak. I've never had oil pressure problems or anything with them. You can also see by the one we cut open of how they're made inside. They're quite good quality and they're put together well. So that also gives me peace of mind with the product as well. I'm going to continue to use them. So overall, I'd give the product a 4.5 out of 5.